So obviously we're talking about $75 a tonne if you want to emit more carbon dioxide than you're allowed to, and a 5% reduction each year is what the government's asking for. 5% is a pretty significant ask, isn't it? I mean, particularly the big emitters, will they have any chance of getting anywhere near achieving that?
Well, they've been given a way to achieve it without having to actually cut their emissions by buying permits and what have you. But what we're seeing here is, look, that we've made a legislative commitment to reduce carbon dioxide emissions by a large amount, and now they have to do something about it. The safeguards mechanism is the plan, and really the significant part of it is it extends the pain past the electricity generators to other sections of industry where they have to reduce emissions as well. That includes the gas producers, coal producers, aluminium makers, steel producers. So it's going to have the sort of cost impact that we're seeing electricity is about to be shunted onto the industrial sector as well. And the great hope is that industries that are developed around sequestrating carbon through tree planting and land management will somehow offset that cost. But it's a high wire act.
Well, surely the cost will ultimately end up with the consumer. Like, you know, the person who's sucking the carbon out of the atmosphere in trees and whatever, they get these credits that they can then sell to people like AGL and Origin and gas producers. But surely the cost of buying those credits is just going to end up with you and me when we pay our power bills.
Absolutely, and not only power bills, everything that is produced will have a component of sort of leaving the carbon in it. And this is pretty dangerous territory. What we're seeing is a transition to a lower emissions economy on a global scale that is inherently inflationary. So this isn't only happening in Australia, this is happening everywhere, and it's going to feed industrial costs and unit of production costs right through the global economy. What this has produced is a blowback in places starting in Europe where they're saying, well, if we're going to compete with other countries, they have to do the same as us, so we'll put up trade barriers and tariffs. The Albanese government yesterday said, look, it's open to considering this as well. The US has said, well, they will look at a carbon border adjustment too. So it's a pretty slippery slope that what starts as, you know, an understandable thing to protect local industry can quickly become the nightmare of restrictive trade that Australia's always argued to fight against.